Life's a party. Life's always a party.
This is okay.
Let's go. How's everyone doing?
Not good now. I mean, we're going to do this again. I was wondering why you were getting ready for the countdown so fast. Like, Paul's getting so ready for this episode.
Because I'm not going to lie. I told myself before I started this episode, this is going to be my best episode I've ever had.
Wow, that's earth-shattering news. Look at that. You can't have a great episode without a beer. Looks like you're not going to have a great
I'm having water.
That's vodka.
I wish, bro. I wish. I'm trying to cleanse a little bit.
All right,
again.
I like it. Clearly, I'm not trying to cleanse.
No.
I went back to the non-zero carb Bud Light. Back to what I like best.
But what was your decision? Because we do have it still here. Last week, if you checked out last week's episode, we tried Bud Light Next, I believe it was called.
Yes.
And there was 0 carbs, 80 calories, and we do have them still in the building. So what was your decision? Why'd you go back to
These
the
are
regular?
my roots. I'm not a healthy guy. I don't eat salad. I don't drink low carb beer. So.
But did you like the taste of that, though?
I did surprisingly like it. We gave it a must-have.
Yeah, we did. Definitely go check it out. Go try it.
Speaking of beer, we're going to start off the show. So hopefully if you're out watching this on YouTube or you're listening, have a beer with us. Paul loves that. But we're going to go down a list of our top 5 domestic beers to start the show.
There you go.
I don't want to give a list of what the popularity is because let's give our list first.
We'll give our list. We took the most popular domestic beers. I think it was like 20 in the United States here. Yeah. And we kind of picked our favorite 5 out of that list.
All right, I'm going to start at 5.
Okay.
My number 5 domestic beer is Michelob Ultra.
Okay. That's
Some
a solid
call
choice.
this the female beer. I think it deserves a little more credit.
I like Michelob.
But people shit on Michelob. I think we made a TikTok
Why?
about Michelob, and they're like, oh, Michelob's for girls. No. That's what they said about seltzers. That's what they said about White Claws. This isn't a domestic beer, but I'm on a High Noon rager right now.
Yeah, High Noon's
High Noon is legit.
Well, now that I'm thinking about it, is Michelob might be considered a girly beer because it is in a skinny can.
Skinny can and
Right?
low cal. Oh, yesterday or in the last episode, I was like, there's no beer in skinny can.
Boom.
Michelob is one.
Yeah, come on, bro. You missing that one.
All right, number 4. I'm going with Busch Light.
I don't think that's on this list of popularity.
It's not, but it's on my popularity list. It's number 4. Busch Light is slept on. I know Jersey doesn't really drink Busch.
No, it's more a southern thing.
It's like southern, like John Deere tractor guys, farm people. They love Busch.
And it comes up in the fraternity life because it's cheap, right?
They were the country guy. Yeah, it's cheap. It's good. I think it's almost like a spin-off of Bud Light, I think I heard. So it's kind of similar. Okay. But there was a TikTok comment where someone was mad, like a farm guy was mad at us because we compared Keystone with Busch Light.
And he was like, nah, not my house.
He's like, how dare you compare Busch Light to Keystone?
That's their bread and butter, man.
We should get Keystone just to have again.
I'd be down to relive the high school years a little bit. Maybe have some memories flood back in my brain.
Some bad memories?
Drinking Keystone because I don't know the last time I've had that.
Number 3 is Stella for me. That's a higher class. That's a classy beer for me.
Definitely on the higher end of respect, I guess. You could
so
say.
like when I go to like a family party, I get a Stella to fit in with the older gentlemen.
Yeah.
When I want to write comedy, I feel I'll get Stella because I'm a comedian. But I'll get a Stella.
Okay.
And I'll write some content down with Stella. I feel more proper with Stella. Number 2, I'm going Corona Extra. Now, I love Corona Extra, but it's more so like a summertime drink for me.
I mean, I think Corona is in general.
But like we were talking before this, I know there's Corona Light and Corona Extra. Don't drink Corona Light. If you drink Corona Light, you're a pussy. But you said there's a third. Like there's Corona Extra, and Corona Light. So I don't know what Corona is by itself.
I didn't think this. I thought it was Corona Light and then Corona Extra, and then most people call Corona Light Corona, just like Miller Light. Like it's Miller, right? Or it's like
right.
But I guess there was an old Miller, and there was like an original Miller.
So you think more people drink Corona Light than Corona Extra?
I think so, yeah. Because I think Corona Light is like the Corona, as you would call it. The Rona.
And then so Corona Extra is my second favorite domestic beer. Number 1, Bud Light, the OG.
The Bud Light guy.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, baby. I'm a Bud Light guy. That's what I am. It's in my bloodstream. It's what I love. There's my top 5 domestic beers. Paul, go ahead. Hit me with your list.
My 5 domestic beers. We're starting with the Heritage. Number 5.
The Heritage?
Guinness.
Okay.
We are taking it back to good old Ireland. And we're doing Guinness. Guinness is it's not the best. It's not meant for everyone.
Yeah, it's strong.
It's very strong. It's a dark beer. I think it's a stout. We maybe have to go through those a little bit. Do you know your beers, like your stouts and And your IPA. Well, IPA.
No idea. I don't even know what a domestic beer is. So
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. So Guinness, number 5.
All I know is it gets me smacked up.
Yes. Guinness is a little heavier, but it is my number 5.
Did you get a little Guinness like mini jug for your birthday? Like a mini keg?
No, so I got a Heineken mini keg.
Oh, it was Heineken.
And Heineken's not going to be on my list, for
not
sure.
on our list.
Number 4, the classic, the Bud Light.
Nice. But let me ask you something. Do you prefer Bud Light Lime? I don't want to give any spoilers, but is that on your list? Okay, so I didn't want to. Sorry.
Bud Light Lime, if I had.
So it's not on your list?
No, I mean.
But I know you like Bud Light Lime better than Bud Light.
Oh, 100%. Bud Light, I'm not going to lie, I kind of forgot about Bud Light Lime. And that is if you had to pick, Paul, like, what's your summer beer? And dude, I love Bud Light Lime.
Bud Light Lime in the summer. Once again, I'd rather have it in the summer.
So Bud Light is number 4, or you could say, Bud Light Lime. Give it a little special thing there.
Give it a little lime.
Number 3, Corona Light.
Well,
Corona, baby. I love Corona, as we're talking about in the summertime. Corona, I think, is your go-to beer. If you want to be at the pool, on the beach, if you're eating dinner outside, like Corona is my go-to, and I think it should be everyone's.
Here's my problem. I can't have a Corona without a lime, though.
Yep, so then put the lime in it. Simple.
But I also am a psychopath, and I squeeze lime juice in my Corona.
A lot of people do that. That's not psychotic.
No, but
it's like normal.
I put a lot of juice on there.
Okay.
It's like half juice.
Number 2, Michelob Ultra.
Wow.
I love Michelob. I think it's my top, like, light beer. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's not Bud Light, obviously. Like, I'm like Michelob Ultra. And I think, I don't know. I guess you can give the credit to our boy, Shawnee Brawny, and his family. They were always drinking Michelob. And I think it was at their house, actually, when we were drinking high school. It's like, if I didn't have beer, or I didn't bring enough beer or whatever, it'd be like, hey, if I didn't bring enough beer, I needed to keep going a little bit. They always had some extra in the fridge.
I think Michelob has the least amount of flavor out of beers I
think it's just clean and crisp. That's what I like about it.
Clean and crisp. Very watery. I don't consider it watery, but everybody's like, oh, it's just drinking water. I like Michelob, but you usually get Michelob when you go to a bar?
You don't think Bush is drinking water?
Bush is good. Booshk. I call it Booshk, but we're not going to get into the story on why I call it Booshk.
Paul's number 1 beer, Blue Moon, baby.
Nice.
I love Blue Moon.
Is that domestic?
Yeah, domestic beer. That's you're going out in the summer. Maybe it's at night, right? You have a dinner. You don't want to drink Corona. Blue Moon, that's my go-to at the bar if you want a beer. Probably had it this week. Did I have it this weekend? Yeah, I had it like 2 or 3 times this weekend.
Blue Moon Draft is good.
Blue Moon Draft?
With an orange?
Oh, 100%. So much better draft. Yeah.
So much better draft. Well, everything is better draft in my opinion. Yeah. Well, there it is. Top 5 domestic drinks.
That's the way you start the show, man. I like that. We should do more shit like that.
Paul loves that shit.
Having a good show, baby. How we doing out there?
All right, so here we go. What we're first going to get into is we're going to talk about the craziest things that sports fans have done.
The craziest things.
I'm trying to get into character, Paul.
Okay.
So this is the craziest shit that fans have done at sporting event games. So the first one is that a Flyers fan decided to have a go at one of the toughest players in the NHL. So this happened in 2001 at the Wells Fargo Center in Philly. So this is a typical Philly sports fan story.
This is home,
Like,
baby.
if you hear a story without knowing the fan, you link it to Philly.
Yeah, 100%.
So what began as heckling at the Wells Fargo Center escalated into a brawl between a Maple Leafs player and the Flyers fan. The player was being harassed by spectators in the row behind the penalty box. He turned around and sprayed the fans with water. He got his water bottle. He was in the penalty box for a penalty, and they were heckling him behind him, so he turned around and started spraying them with the water bottle. So the fan who was in the second row didn't seem to appreciate the gesture and made a move to, like, jump over the glass. He starts banging the glass. So unfortunately for the fan, the glass breaks, and then that player in the penalty box starts throwing some haymakers at the fan. We're at Wells Fargo Center for this. The fans are going nuts. They're loving it. It's such a Philly thing for a fan to get knocked into a penalty box with an opposing player he was heckling and then starts throwing haymakers.
I think that's just really interesting from this video, like, seeing the player. Like, as an athlete, you should know better than, like, to actually start wailing on the fan.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Even though the fan was like, he was a big dude, he wanted to attack you. That's just not your place, man. Like,
What's your feelings on about, like, fan? I know we've talked about this on a show before, and how we had, like, the Russell Westbrook thing happen in Philly when they threw popcorn on him. LeBron has recently come out publicly and said something about how there has to be some kind of rules that set in place to stop these fans from heckling players, which I think is totally dramatic because the fans are what make the sports practically.
Yeah. But I mean, the fans at the end of the day, they're the ones who are, making your paycheck.
Right.
Like, at all. And they're the ones who support you. They're the ones that are there with you, So, but I do understand where
he's talking about like a noise canceling arena.
They just want like player safety, but I think it's hard. It's hard because if you try to put up that wall in sports, right? Like if you try to put up a barrier that like keeps everyone safe, it kind of disconnects everyone a little bit. And like for basketball, like it's an open arena, right? Like if you really wanted to, I mean, so this is really interesting. And I actually asked one of my friends if she knew why. But if you get a beer, right? If you get like a tall boy at any arena, football, basketball, whatever, right? And they crack it. Do you know why they have to crack the beer before they give it to you?
Why?
Because if not, it's basically like a weapon. Like how heavy that tall boy is.
Yeah.
That if you wanted to throw it, right? How much force that has. But no matter what, if you open it, it can spill. It can lose its weight. It can lose, how dense it is and its harm that it can cause to either another fan or like if you want to throw it on a basketball arena, like or a basketball court. Like imagine you getting pissed off at LeBron. You have a full beer. You just chuck it on the court.
Well, that happened in college. Like kids were throwing like water bottles with their vodka in it. They were throwing it on like Lane Kiffin. What it was. Lane Kiffin came back to the Tennessee game, and they were all throwing water bottles, like college students are throwing water bottles at Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, so, I mean, I can see where players do want, player safety, but it's just, I mean, it's super hard. And, I mean, the biggest thing that you can do is have repercussions for those fans who do that, right? It's like, okay, clearly lifetime ban, make sure they never come back.
Well, this guy had a lawsuit.
Yeah, so you go even further.
I would argue this is worth the lawsuit. Like I would take going like you're the guy in 2001 at Wells Fargo Center, Philly Flyers fan that goes into the penalty box and fights a player. That is awesome and historic.
That is a cool story to have, for sure.
Philly fans are just so great when they're just cheering him on, like. But they're
passionate and they're ready to fight for their team. Clearly,
Phillies fans are different. I will say that, but I will say I got a beer at the Flyers game.
Yeah,
and I know that they crack open every time you get a beer.
Every time
they didn't do it because I guess it must be like COVID or some shit. It's either he just forgot and didn't give a shit about me, or he just there's COVID or something.
They definitely
but they have
forgot.
to have gloves and stuff. He definitely forgot.
Yeah, they forgot.
So there it is, Phillies fan. You gotta check out the video. I don't know if we're gonna put it up, but if not, go check it out. The Flyers fan just in the penalty box scrapping with the player.
If you like our show, make sure you're following us on all our stuff. We really like 5-star reviews. I think that's something that we're trying to get. Bring our Spotify, Apple Podcast. So if you're listening over there, make sure to give us a 5-star review. It means a lot. And this next one. An NFL ball was stolen midair by a fan. This is insane, dude.
This is why I don't know how I didn't know about this story prior to this.
So this happened in 1995. This was September 11th, 1995 in Chicago at Soldier Field. So a Bears fan jumped from the stands to grab a ball kicked by the Packers kicker during a field goal. In an interview with the Chicago Bears, the fan described how he collected memorabilia, and after his friend won a game-signed ball, he told him he was going to get a ball during the Monday Night Football showdown. So it was just a one-up. He was trying to one-up his friend who had some memorabilia and was like, I can do better.
You got a ball? I'm going to go get a ball on the biggest stage of the NFL season, Monday Night Football. Because in NFL, Monday Night Football is what Sunday Night Football is in today's world. Monday Night Football was a prime spectacle. So that's what people enjoy. So he wanted to go get a ball at the prime time.
What's funny about this video in particular is that this fan was ready, right? Like this wasn't his seat, like anything, right? Like he prepped this. He knew where the ball would land, usually right around the field goal. He went up to that seat, and basically what happened was the ball went into
the tunnel,
like a tunnel, right? And he jumped over his seat, basically jumping in midair to catch the ball and then dropping about 15 feet.
Yeah, he was flying midair.
He was flying.
He left the stand. You got to see the video. He leaves the fans, jumps, and tunnels. That's a big drop off. I know how we saw that viral video at the Reds.
Red
Commanders.
Yeah. Now the Commanders.
We are Commanders. Dun, 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 dun.
But the Washington football team, that video of the stadium.
Yeah, collapsing them in the tunnel.
Oh, my God.
So those tunnels are high. So this guy jumps off the railing of the tunnel while the extra point or field goal is being kicked, catches the ball, catches it. That's
and
a good
drops
catch.
Like 15 feet.
That was probably the play of the game. You know how they go on the newscast and go, this is today's Toyota play of the game? That was
him.
Yeah. And what's funny is sometimes when these kind of events happen, like the NFL or like security, they like hobble over it. They had fun with it. I think like this guy made a hell of a grab.
Yeah.
This is a historic moment in Monday Night Football history. Brett Favre's playing quarterback for the Packers. Millions of people are watching. Let's interview him after the game. So you get the background story instead of saying, oh, some guy jumped out of the fans. No, you get his name. You get why he did it.
Yeah.
It's a whole story now.
I think that's cool, and I think that shows the difference between, that was 1995.
Right.
So today, probably arrested.
Yeah, on the spot. Because what happens when we'll get to a story with a fan when they rush on the field and go streak him?
Yeah.
What I hate, and I hate how they don't show it.
Well, that's
like the camera angles, they have it on the field, and they don't show the camera of the fan running on the baseball field or the fan running on the NFL field.
The whole idea is to deter people from doing that in the future.
Yeah, but why? It's an entertainment.
No, they don't want.
It's a spectacle, Paul. Look, I got it. Spectacle.
But it's player safety. If you go back to that, like honestly, right? Yeah. So if you had a fan, you don't know what that person's capable of, that person's background, what that person maybe like snuck into the arena. Yeah. They're jumping up onto the field, the court, whatever it be, maybe getting very close to players. Some of the times those guys will hug players, right? You know what I mean? Like it's a player safety thing.
It's like Hank Aaron's historic home run when he's running the bases, and then those guys run on the field, and they have the two guys have their arms around Hank Aaron as he's running around second base for his historic home run.
That's crazy.
You've seen that video?
No.
It's one of the most historic videos, and those guys are known for that now.
Yeah,
but that would never happen in today's world. I know there was a fan who stormed the Bills-Chiefs game, I think. Maybe it wasn't the playoffs.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember this, but the receiver, Stephon Diggs, decked the guy who ran onto the field.
Yeah, 100%.
I just wish they would show the guy. I mean, sometimes it's funny because you could hear the crowd going, ooh, ooh.
You
and
know
like
what's
there's times
happening.
where they're like dipping the security guys. The security guys are always fat, too. Why is that?
That's just how it is, man.
Do they go through some kind of training to be an on-field security guy? But they're fine. We'll get to running on the field because I know that's one of your passions.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there for
But
sure.
could you imagine if a guy jumped into the penalty box in today's game?
Any of those stuff, I think it really boils down to player safety, and that's why people don't, arenas and teams now don't take that shit lightly.
Yeah, I guess.
Because then it's really funny to look at it because as we and you kind of come full circle with both of these stories. You have one like a player like LeBron saying, "Hey, we need this issue," and then you're on the other spectrum, be like, "Yo, this shit's fun. We need more fun shit, right?" And I think it's hard to have that balance.
I get it because if a guy comes on the field with a knife,
100%. No, we understand.
Stabs Aaron Nola at the pitching mound and it's on national TV. That's horrific.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so the next one is, speaking of Phillies fans and speaking of running on the field, a Philly fan called his dad to get permission to storm on the field. So this happened in 2010 at Citizens Bank Park at a Phillies game. A teenage fan was watching the game against the Cardinals. Clearly, he felt the game needed a bit more action, as he thought it would be a good idea to run on the field. For some reason, though, he called his father to get permission, who actually discouraged him from doing it. So I guess he made the phone call. He goes, "Hey, Dad, this game sucks. I'm thinking about running on the field. Is that okay?" And he's like, "No, that's not okay.
No, it's not.
Please don't do it." So then a few innings passed by, and the young man decided to go against his father's wishes. When the Phillies were down 6-2 to the Cardinals in the 8th inning, he jumped the fence, ran onto the field. 2 officers pursued him in front of thousands of cheering fans. The chase ended abruptly when the officer tased him. So that was a live tasing right there. That's good TV right there.
So can I tell you a secret?
What's the secret?
Maybe this is something we do in the future.
Run on the field?
We're talking about videos. No, so I've always wanted, there's a few things in my life. One is I want to be shot. Like with a bulletproof vest.
I know. You want to get shot with a bullet?
No, with a bulletproof vest. I want to get shot.
Why? You could die. They're not like 100% proof.
No, they are. They're bulletproof vests.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. That's. I mean, you get shot. Yeah, it is.
I don't know. Producer Drew, are they?
The first time, maybe.
I think he fell asleep.
Very delayed there. But no, I think like
you want us to get tased on a video.
So that's another one. I want to get tased. I want to know what it feels like.
What happens if like you get tased like Alan from The Hangover when they tase him in the face?
Well, if it's planned, I don't want to get tased in the face.
What's crazy about tasers is sometimes it's not enough voltage to get the guy
Some
down.
people are strong, bro. They go
That's horrific when
it.
the guy gets fucking tased and he's still walking forward. It's like, you got to go down.
Well, it just makes it worse because you've seen those videos where these big dudes, people are getting tased and they just keep walking. And then there's another taser and then another taser. And it's like, just fall down, bro. Just like, it's done. It's over.
Yeah, the gun's next. The actual gun.
Yeah.
You actually want to get shot.
Oh, 100%. I mean, there's a few things. We've done a whole segment here on bucket list. Maybe we do another one where, swimming with sharks. I've done skydiving, like getting tased.
What? I'm going to set that one out.
So
I'll commentate it.
Could be the next one.
But I want to talk about this real quick. Barstool has this new segment, which is really cool, and they do a lot of creative stuff. This is called the Barstool Storm Catchers. Yes, that's what it's called.
Okay.
So there's these two guys that go around with like yellow rain jackets on.
Yeah.
It's like a crew. And what they do is they look at like NCAA college basketball schedules, and they go to see where can an underdog win at home.
That's
so
cool.
when an underdog wins at home, what happens? They storm the court.
Yeah, storm the court. I mean, it just happened today. Actually, did you see that? I don't know what team it was.
No, I don't know. I must have missed that one. But so the storm chasers, they go around these games and
Yeah.
they hope to find the storming of the court. And then once they storm the court, they got these bright yellow rain jackets on. They start dancing in the middle with the crowd. Everybody knows who they are. Like they'll show up to a stadium and be like, "Oh, the storm chasers are here! Like we gotta get this upset so we can storm the court."
That's really cool.
So that's a cool creative way. But sometimes you win and lose with that. So you could spend a whole 10 games and not get a storm chase.
Yeah, you don't know.
But I thought that was a funny idea they had.
Next one we have here, this crazy sports event happened. So a referee in the stands interrupts a live basketball game. So you always think of this, and you think it's pretty easy. It happens. It could happen, right?
You whistle. Oh, I'll let you tell the story first.
No, but so a whistle, this is what happened. This is the event. A whistle blew just before halftime, interrupting a play in a game between the Utah Jazz and the Golden State Warriors. The players turned to the refs to confirm what happened, but the refs were just as confused as everyone else. During this moment, the Jazz realized what was going on and sent the ball down the court to Kyle Korver, who went for an uncontested easy slam dunk. Later on, they actually found out that it turns out the whistle came from a fan in the stands, but it wasn't too hard to find out and figure out what fan or who it was exactly because he was wearing a referee uniform.
So this guy had it in his agenda that he was going to do the whistle.
He was planned. This was a plan. He said, I'm going to come, and I'm not trying to be discreet.
Yeah.
I got my referee outfit on.
He's robbing a bank without a mask on.
That's 100%.
That's what he's doing. I'm going to take your money, but I'm going to get on camera because I know I'm going to get in trouble for this.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, I'm surprised this doesn't happen as often because you, for one, whistle really fucking loud.
I do, yeah.
So you don't technically need a whistle like this guy did to have a whistle during the game where it stops play. But this was like almost like perfect timing where it was going up for a layup and the whistle blew from the fans at the right time where it looked like a foul, but it wasn't, and it cost the team 2 points. But I'm surprised this doesn't happen as often.
I think so. I work for the New Jersey Devils, and I remember where they used to, in the NHL, they used to be able to have blowhorns. And like I remember they like removed that, and now you can't bring them in. And I remember we actually have some in our storage unit, and so it's always tempted me to like bring it out.
Oh, is it like someone's job to go around and take them from people?
No, I think it's just like you can't have it. I think the team, I think it would be say that it happens at a Devils home game. I believe the Devils would get fined like $10,000 if one goes off during the game.
Damn.
So it's just something where on the lines of not interrupting the pace of play and like the play, and interrupting the game.
2 points.
I mean, it's crazy. It's just so funny. And it's so easy. Like dude, you could be in the rafters. Like imagine being so far away from the play, just having a whistle and then just doing it randomly. And then maybe you do it while you're like in the aisle or something. And then you blow it and you leave and you go to a different aisle.
Yeah.
Like you could really screw up a game.
Don't wear the referee costume.
Yeah, just be a little more discreet.
I don't know why I'm thinking of this, but I get mad when I'm watching a game on TV at like these lower college games. Or even like an NFL game, and you'll have like that one fan near the main camera where you can hear them screaming the whole game. It's like, can we shut this guy up? Everyone who's listening to this broadcast can hear this guy screaming all game.
He's close to the mic that they're taking for like the ambient sound
like,
of the
can
arena.
We shut this? And it's like trending on Twitter. Yeah, this fucking guy on the Monday night game will shut the hell up.
Yeah.
But that always makes me laugh. All right, then the last sports fan controversy, I guess you could say, was a Spartak Moscow fan scores a penalty goal for the team. This is funny. So this happened obviously in Moscow. The Spartak Moscow was down 1-0 against Saturn Moscow when Spartak received a penalty kick. However, just as Spartak Moscow prepared to take the shot, a fan ran onto the field and smashed it into the back of the net. Dude hit a strike to the net. And it looks like the goalie was about to try to save it or something.
Well, he was the goalie was prepared. Like, he was prepared to, be a goalie to try to save the penalty kick. But unfortunately, it was not the person who we thought was going to take the kick.
Tough to do. This is very impressive.
The video is extremely impressive.
The guy just runs on field, doesn't lose a single step. Boom. He doesn't even stop to line things up.
He had it.
One continuous run from his seat to the ball to the back of the net.
That's something you prepare for. You have in your backyard. You're ready to go. And when his moment was there, he took the shot. He made the goal, and it is forever immortalized on YouTube.
There's great videos of how security there had to suck. For that guy to make it that far, he even scored and he had time to celebrate.
To get that far, yeah. To get that far.
Especially in a pivotal moment of the game. It's like all the focal point of everybody's looking at that one spot.
And I think that's probably where, he succeeded, where the focal point was there and everyone's focused.
So no one's looking at
looking at anyone else.
A hilarious video, great shot. But it makes me think of the viral video. I think it was a Pelicans game because in today's world, fans can go out and buy the warm-up merchandise that NBA players wear. So it's almost like they're buying the same exact jersey and pants as players have. And there's a viral video that goes around. It happened a couple years ago, I think. And this guy goes onto the court in a Pelicans warm-up tracksuit that has the same one as the players.
That's good.
And he starts warming up. He's taking shots. He's passing the ball. And it's funny because the equipment manager guys who rebound and pass the ball out to the players are passing it to him. And then the security guy came out and he's like, "Excuse me, sir, please go back to your seat." And he's like, okay. He goes back and sits there for the rest of the game.
That's just a nice security guard at that point.
Hilarious.
But you realize, working at a sports arena, you realize how easy some things are to do because a lot of people just don't pay attention. Maybe it's not that person's job. There's so many people in that arena, right? And there was a really funny trend for a long time. I don't know who started it, but the idea that you can sneak into anywhere if you have a ladder.
Oh, a ladder.
Have you ever heard this? So it's these. I think it was a trend back a couple years ago where these two guys they would wear yellow vests, like a construction or a worker vest, and they would carry a ladder in, and they would get in everywhere. They'd get in concerts, they'd get in sporting events, they'd get in movie theaters, they'd get in whatever for free because who the hell is bringing a ladder? You clearly work there, and those guys really finesse the system.
Well, what makes it look like you work there?
Exactly.
That's why I saw there was a viral video on Super Bowl week. A lady was all these content creators are trying to sneak in. Yeah. There was 1 million kids with vests, those bright yellow vests on, trying to sneak into the Super Bowl. That's funny.
All right, third and final segment here on the show. Oh, I want to plug something real quick. If you aren't following us or if you don't know about our Patreon already, so our Patreon, it's something that if you really like our show here, you like what we do, it's a page where you can support us a little bit. And it's per month, so there's different tiers. Maybe it's $2 a month, $3 a month. We give you some extra behind-the-scenes content. We're doing some extra videos that will give you some first look and before access or whatever that's called.
Early access.
Early access, thank you. So we'll give you some early access.
Notice how I help you and you
yes.
help me. I'm over here on the struggle bus, but words are hard, okay?
They are hard. So, if you are interested in doing that, helping us out a little bit more, it would mean the world to us. It's in a link in our bio on our social media channels at Life's a Party Pod, and we'd appreciate it. So, last segment we got here, this was from a friend of mine.
This segment came from a friend of yours.
The idea came, so as I said, I work for the Devils, and there was a kid there who was probably 19 years old, and I walked in late. I was coming from my other job, and he goes, "Hey, Paul, I got a question for you." I was like, "What?" He's like, if you had to take a girl on a first date, what's your go-to first date location?" And we started talking about it, and he actually bought a shirt from us for our Christmas limited edition merch.
Nice.
And he goes, "You should put this segment on the show." So this one's for you. This one's for you, Julian. First date ideas. We're gonna go down a list of places you could take that person to a first date and decide whether it is a good location or a bad location.
Yeah, we're going to figure out if these are good or bad ideas. Some are bad ideas.
Some are awful ideas. including this first one. Going to the movies.
You're passionate about this.
Yeah. For a first date, it's the worst possible option you could probably do.
Why?
Because it's stupid. It's literally saying, hey, I would love to get to know you and have this awesome first date with you. Let's go into a dark room and not talk for 2 hours. It makes no sense.
And then it gets awkward on who's got the handrail because you're not on the stage of where you can like put your arm around her because it's the first date. You can't like hold hands.
Yeah. You
have to figure out who's going to get that armrest.
There's a lot of really big decisions here with this movie, which make no sense because it's
two
awful.
Separate popcorns or one popcorn?
It's who's paying, who bought the tickets, right? It's like, how do you feel? Should that other person then buy the snacks, right? Would you buy snacks? And then I kind of feel like this kind of goes along the lines of like the girls, like they might not want to buy. Maybe they always get popcorn at the theater, right? But they're on a date, they don't want to get it.
Or soda, they don't want to get soda.
Yeah, or soda, they don't want to get it.
They get a bottle of water.
Yeah, all this stuff, man. It's like, the movie is awful. It's not a good choice.
It makes me think of, we watched that movie Taxi Driver, right? We did a review on that.
Yeah, we did.
And I think he took that one girl on the first date, but it was like a porn movie.
Yes,
you remember that?
He did.
That's a bad idea, too.
That's awful. If you're going to see an
X-rated movie.
X-rated movie, it's probably even worse. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I was like, didn't the Taxi Driver take that girl on the first date to the X-rated movie? Bad idea for a movie. All right, next one is hit up an arcade. I think this is our first good idea.
This is an amazing idea. I am a huge advocate for arcades. I got my Dave & Buster's card. Thank God they built Dave & Buster's right by my house, my apartment.
Nice. I heard you moved there just to be closer to Dave & Buster's.
And you probably heard right. Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. It's about 5 minutes from my house, and I go there all the time. I love Dave & Buster's. And not going to lie, that company, Dave & Buster's, has been expanding like crazy. They've kind of been attaching to like malls and done like smaller areas.
I'm trying to think, is there like a competitor to Dave & Buster's? Like Chuck E. Cheese is almost out of business, and that's for lower kids.
Yeah.
Wasn't there one? I can't think of what it was called. In the Echelon Mall near us.
I think it was called like Tilt Studios.
Yeah, Tilt. I don't know if that's like a chain around the world.
I'm not sure. Based on arcades, I know
people are probably like, oh, Dave & Buster's, they're great. Let's just let them have the arcade world of the upper and 20s or whatever it is.
I think there are probably some comparables. I know like a lot of bowling alleys have like very large arcades. There's one actually who was built in a mall where it took the top floor of like an old department store, and it's a bowling alley arcade, and like it's a very large arcade. Yeah. But I mean, even arcades, there's a lot of different arcades that you could take a first date to. One, you could do like a traditional Dave & Buster's. You could probably eat there, have some fun, like spend 20
there, you get her stuffed animal with the tickets you win. I mean, it's a win-win all around.
You just show how good your skills are with the claw machine, like
the claw machine.
Do your stuff. And then there's also other, opportunities where you could do like a barcade.
Barcade.
Have you ever been to a barcade?
I haven't. I feel like it's not Chuck E. Cheese.
No.
You think you could drink at Chuck E. Cheese?
Does Chuck E. Cheese sell beer for the adults?
We could do a video, just get hammered at Chuck E. Cheese.
Fine with me. We went to Chuck E. Cheese and got plastered.
Do you like Chuck E. Cheese pizza?
Oh, 100%.
Chuck E. Cheese pizza is pretty good.
I'm not going to lie. I'd do a video just to go taste that pizza again. See if it was worth it.
All right, what were you saying?
No, so barcade. So barcade's a really cool thing where it's popping up in a lot of cities where it takes old school arcade games and it puts them in a bar. And there's just like, that's the whole thing. So it looks like an arcade, but they do craft beers, wine, stuff like that. It's a really cool atmosphere. And on the games, you only spend like $5.
I love that because I hate social stigmas where like adults aren't allowed to play like
have
kids
fun
games.
Like, yeah.
Let's mix the fucking two. Let's have Bud Light and do a keg stand and go play games. Like that's fun.
Go play pinball. Like there's a lot of and I love having the old school arcades.
You mean like the Pac-Man machine and stuff?
Yeah, well, like Pac-Man. I love
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong. There's a game called Tappers I really like, where it's like it's a bar. You play a bartender and you have to serve people. It's really cool.
It's like The Sims or some shit.
It's awesome. So I mean, for an arcade, there are a lot of different options you have, and I think that's one that you can have a lot of fun. You're not in a weird environment. It's just lighthearted, and you get to actually like, know that person.
Yeah, and you can get to be yourself in that environment.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And show her how bad you are at, games.
And we could also tie that in with like a carnival. Carnivals are good too.
You have to be in the right location for it. But is an amusement park on this list?
It's not, so you could talk about it.
That's a good option. Like that's like the one step up.
That could get awkward though on rides. But then it's good if you're like waiting in line, you could talk.
Okay. I feel like it's a little the difference is like with a lot of these, they're short term, right? Maybe like movies and dinner, it's a couple hours. theme parks all day. If you're in if you take we live very close to a Six Flags. So if you take a girl to a Six Flags, you're probably there for at least 5-6 hours, at least. So you might get to really know someone though, and it should be fun.
You might actually fucking hate them at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that
could be a bad thing.
That's a great thing. It's a great
Why is that a great thing?
Because you can realize
hour 1 at Six Flags. You got 5 more hours to go. This chick sucks. Boom. I'm stuck with her for 5 more hours.
No, but then you realize never talk to that girl again.
But it doesn't help the 5 other hours I gotta be there.
No, but sometimes, right? You might take you 3 dates to see how awful a girl is. Because that's what, 2 hours a date maybe. So it takes you 3 dates, you get to 6 hours. 1 day, great adventure. You realize you don't like her. Boom.
This is a good transition. So you're saying like instead of paying 5 dinner dates, let's do the same price for 1 amusement park. Get more time to know her. Know that it doesn't work out. We don't have to do the 4 other dinner dates. It's just a 1-day thing.
Yeah, there you go. Boom.
Smart by Paul.
That's what I do.
So transitioning is a dinner date, just a dinner. A good idea for a first date? No, it's not.
I don't think it is either.
Especially for me. Especially like when the waitress says, "What do you want? What kind of salad do you want?" And I go,
"None.
I've never had a salad." Like that's when you're a picky eater. A date out for a first date is the dinner is not a good move. Yeah, because I'm very childish in my taste palette.
I can see where it does get force you to know someone, but I think just the idea of food.
Are you a guy that likes to sit next to your date or across? I'm a sit across guy.
Okay.
I hate when there's a booth and then the couple sitting next to each other.
Why?
I hate that.
Why?
It just bothers me.
But
you have to like turn and eat, and I'd rather look at my date across.
So,
your team. What team are you on?
I guess I would be on sitting across from someone, but at the same time, there have been many occasions where, with my girlfriend, I've sat on the same side of that booth, and it really depends on what it is. Like sometimes we've gone to, say it's a Fridays, right?
Yeah.
And there's a game on. We both choose the booth, right?
Okay.
And we watch the TV on the opposite side, like the TV's there, and we're just like chilling. Like I think it can work in different scenarios.
Maybe if you get like appetizers or like a family style dinner and you have to split the dinner, then I get it. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm never gonna sit next to my girlfriend in a date.
Then don't do that. Don't do that.
All right, what's the next one?
Next one wait. So with the dinner, so if you don't,
we both saw it on the notes. We're like, we have to touch this before we go to the next one.
So this one, instead of dinner, you can definitely do like food or drinks, and it makes it a little less awkward because you're not as time thing too. Like you're not there for as long as the time. So this one this is ice cream date. Ryan's a big advocate, loves ice cream.
I'm already hitting up the grand openings.
Okay,
I got a whole mapped out. I got a highlighted the map. XYZ is opening for the season. Here. I think ice cream is the #1 first date option.
I think ice cream is so fast though. Like you go, like how long does ice cream last?
That's true. That is very true. I didn't think about that. Well, that's when you get another ice cream. You get seconds and thirds.
So I'll talk about this. I mean, this isn't a first date, but this is something that I've done with my girlfriend where you can translate it to a first date, right? Where we'll go get water ice or ice cream, and we'll go to a local park.
That's good.
And then we'll hang around the park for a little bit, and it probably takes maybe like 20, 25 minutes. And like that's good, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe if you want to, you go hang out in the car, you do whatever, first date.
Okay.
Maybe it's like, you get to it. You just get busy. That's, it's whatever. And I think that can go the same with coffee, where I like.
Oh, I can't do that. I can't even drink coffee in public because the bathroom's got to be on full alert. If I'm going out, I'm not gonna be home. Coffee's a no for me.
And I think, that's. If you're not a coffee drinker,
you're lactose intolerant, you go to ice cream.
Both of those are bad ideas if you're lactose intolerant.
It's coffee and ice cream. That day is going to be shitting themselves.
Yep. So.
Ice cream's good. I think that's #1, even though Paul thinks it's too short. The next one is bust out the board games. Board games are fun, Paul.
With 2 people?
I'm going to say no. And the reason why I'm going to say no, this is not a good idea, is because I get very competitive. I'm too competitive, and that will hinder our relationship moving forward. She will probably hate me because I get competitive. One time, I was playing my girlfriend in 2K. I know this isn't a board game, but it applies to the story.
A game in general. Play a game.
2K is a NBA basketball video game. And I'm playing my girlfriend. I'm keeping the game close because, I'm a nice guy. She accidentally hits a game winner 3 and beats me. So what do I have to do? I got to run it back. We run it back. I beat her by 40. I mean, I got to show her that this is not how things are going to be around here. I only kept the game close to be nice. The second time, I got to show you who's actually good at this game. So board games are out for me. Too competitive.
Yeah, I'm not a. They're boring. There's a board game.
You're not a big board. You don't like Monopoly.
I like board games. Like there are certain nights where they work. Go get some beers. Go have some friends. Like they're fun. But
you can make
as
it a night. Go get ice cream. Go get wine. Come back. Play board game with said wine. I don't like it, but I'm just trying to.
Yeah, no, I don't think it works.
Play devil's advocate here.
No, not for me. We'll do like two. We'll do like two more on this list.
Okay. Go for a swim.
A swim? I kind of like this one.
I feel like it's good if you just want to hook up.
Oh, if
like a swim is like you don't look for a relationship. If you're going for a night swim on the first date,
or like a hot tub date,
y'all are fucking.
A hot tub date?
Hot tub date.
Like,
can I get a hot tub?
I mean, just thinking about this idea for a first date, it's like if two people want to hook up, dude, just hopefully one of y'all have a hot tub because that's amazing. And
like if you're swimming on the first date, you're all just...
100%. Like if it's like, hey, like my dad has a pool.
Is your dad gonna be home? No. Okay.
Oh, you want to come over for a swim? It's 2:00 in the morning. Yeah, you know, whatever you want. Like I think
gotta get my laps in.
Yeah, swim it's also it gets a little more personal as well, right? Because
it's very personal.
You don't have many clothes on.
No, you do not.
If you want to hook up, do it. If you want a long-term relationship, do it anyway. Pools are cool.
Yeah.
Pick your favorite. What's your last one you got here?
Let's go to trivia night.
A trivia night.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know this is a good time for your boys, but is it a good first date for trivia night?
So I think if you are if a first date, I can see where it is. If a girl, for example, right, is a little nervous about being alone with that guy,
in
maybe
public space,
in a public space, she invites him with her friends to a trivia night. And then the girl gets to know the guy. The girl's friends get to know the guy. The guy feels comfortable in that situation. It's super fun. Usually if it's at a bar, you have some drinks and you're getting to learn about each other and like having fun. Like just like we're talking about arcades, carnivals, you get to play a game, which is lighthearted and fun.
Do you think that's the way to go on a first date?
It's pretty solid.
It's like, hey, I know this girl. You should come and meet her. And it's like a group trivia night.
It's a good way to get to know someone with a group.
I agree.
And
I think
not feel pressured.
I'm going to say no to trivia night on the first date. I mean, I suck at trivia.
Maybe
I
like
can't put on that type of performance for her there.
Maybe like a second date.
Like imagine if we're just at the trivia table and I don't know any answers.
This fucking guy blows.
It's like me fucking sitting on the couch for a first date watching Jeopardy with her and I'm not getting any answers right.
It's like he's never come.
This guy has no brain.
And they that girl and her friends have like an established good team. You know, they go every week and they're like, this guy
he doesn't fit in.
He does not. Yeah,
he knows nothing. Fit in. Dad texts her. Yeah, how was the date? We had 0 points tonight, thanks to Ryan. So safe to say he's not going to be coming to any future family dinners.
Yeah, 100%. But that is our show. We appreciate you guys. You know, week to week. Again, give us a 5-star review. If you're watching us over on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and give us a big thumbs up. It means a lot. So that's it, baby. See you later. Peace.
Take us out, music.
You do the thing.
No, you say mute. Wait,
you say it.
See, he threw me off because he took my intro. Here we go. Outro. Music's taking us out. Have a good day.
Peace.
Later. We talked about prime speculators. I'm
gonna let you get there.
I'm never gonna get there. Would you know what I'm trying to say?
No, I had
Spectacles. Speculator. What am I trying to say?
Spectacles.
Spectacles.
There we go.